Hello, welcome back to the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama. Today I'm going to be doing a live review of the Yes album, the Analogue Productions Acoustic Sound 75th anniversary. I'll be opening this up and dropping it on the turntable and playing it for you guys. And I'll be comparing it to another reissue right here, which I'm having a hard time finding out exactly which reissue this is. And the reason being is there's a couple of different repressings that are on Discogs. A 2003 Rhino Records, which is this does not appear to be because it has a barcode here. And that version did not have a barcode. The only version that I found that has a barcode was at 2023 release of this, and I thought I bought this before. I bought this a couple of years ago as a reissue, so I'm not exactly sure which one this is, because the one that shows it's a 2023 Rhino version has a Rhino logo here, and this one does not have the Rhino logo with this barcode. So I'm not exactly sure which reissue this is, so I'm just giving you that up front. However, this is a reissue I'll be comparing with the Analogue Acoustic Sounds. So, of course, this is the third album for Yes on Atlantic. This is the reissue here, and it says made in Canada. And again, that reissue of 2023 does say Canada, but it's supposed to have the Rhino logo there, and it does not have that. So I'm not sure if there was another version put out. And again, I can't remember exactly when I bought this one. I thought it was a couple of years ago already, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm still going to play this for you guys. I got it cleaned off here. We're going to play the first song. Of course, Yours Is No Disgrace off of this reissue. And then we're going to compare it to the new Analogue Productions one. So I always like to do that, to see what the difference is. Talking about this reissue, as far as the Analogue Production ones goes, that was mastered by Kevin Gray at Cohearent Audio from the original master tape and pressed at QRP. Now this album originally was released in 19th of February 1971. And this was a huge album, transitional album for the band, because this is the first record to have Steve Howe on it as guitars, who replaced Peter Banks in 70. It's the last one to have Tony Kaye on it on keyboards until later on in the early 80s when he comes back. And this is the first album to have all original songs. So they lost their manager during this time, Roy Flynn, who said he couldn't afford to keep bankrolling them. The first couple of albums had not been successful, and they were really at risk of being dropped from Atlantic at this time. This guy named Brian Lane got involved with the band and bankrolled their studio time at Advision Studios in central London. So this was a really critical album for them. It really kept them from getting dropped. Eventually the record did go platinum, and also there's a story that Brian Lane had been able to pay a little bit in order to get their record on kind of a Billboard list. But at the time, I guess in England, there was some issue with Billboard, and there was another guy that had put his top ranked albums out, and apparently Brian Lane got Yes put on that particular list, and that bolstered their popularity in the UK. And then, of course, it goes platinum in the US. And then also it gives them opportunity to go on a huge tour of Europe, and more importantly in North America, where they actually get on with Jethro Tull. So very important album for these guys. They spent time at a place called Langley Farm where they wrote most of these songs. And of course, you've got this famous cover here that was taken right after they were involved in a car crash. So a lot of interesting things with this album. And I'm going to put on this first reissue, which is at 33 RPM. And again, I'm not sure exactly which one it is. And in the run out, you know, is something else I looked at in the run out, and it doesn't match up with anything that's on Discogs with what's in the run out. So anyhow, if any of you guys have an idea of what it may be, let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and put on this Yours Is No Disgrace on this version here. I'm actually going to spray it off one more time since it's been sitting here. And then we'll compare it with the acoustic sounds. I'll open that up and we'll have a first listen to it together like we always do on this channel. And I enjoy, you know, giving you guys first experience listening to the record with me. I think it just makes it more fun. Okay, here we go. So this is the reissue, 33 RPM. I'm guessing this may be a 2023 reissue again, but I'm just not altogether sure. So here we go. This is the first version. This song is 9 minutes long, so bear with me. I appreciate you guys hanging out. And I'm going to play this whole first song off of this so I can get a good listen to this. And then we'll put on the acoustic sounds one and listen to the difference. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be fairly substantial difference, I'm hoping. I would say at first, you know, just listening to this, it's been a while since I've listened to this. It sounds pretty good, but I wouldn't say that it's the greatest sounding. Everything is clear, everything sounds nice, but it doesn't really have to me like a really nice depth to it that you would hear normally after listening to a lot of these different albums. Now you really get an ear of what you get used to, especially with like these acoustic sounds type recordings. This one does not have as warm of a sound as what you would expect from an analog recording like this. I mean, it's a clear recording, it sounds good, but it's not the quietest pressing either. You can hear just a little bit of noise here and there.
Caesar's palace, morning glory, silly human race. On a sailing ship to know
listening to this on a RT85 with the Ortofon Blue, going to a Shipmoney preamp into Yamaha HSH speakers.
Yours is no disgrace. Yours is no disgrace.
Love the panning of the guitars. I will also say I have another version of that. I have the CD DVD version of this that came out a couple of years ago, and this is actually pretty cool because it has a 2014 mix on it, an original mix on it, and a 5.1 mix on it, which is actually pretty good. So of course it's different than what you're going to hear on the record, obviously, but this is a pretty nice listen if you're looking to have that 5.1 surround mix or 2014 and original mix. Let's bring this back up. Again, you can hear the surface noise on this. It's not the greatest pressing for sure.
Jesus, Palace, morning glory,
So it's gonna be interesting to see the difference, to hear the difference between this reissue and the acoustic sounds. Again, this doesn't blow me away. It's a nice listen. All right, so, and actually the last time I did listen to this album was on this 5.1, so it's been a while since I've listened to the record, to be honest. So what I'm going to do now, pull this off, we're going to open up the acoustic sounds, and we're going to drop that one on. And I love doing these back-to-back like this because you could really, you know, after listening to that whole song, when I put this on right after, it really makes it more dramatic, I guess, you know, that you can hear them back to back. Okay, so this one's not open. This one just came in the mail a day before yesterday. And of course, the other one's the Charles Mingus, which I'll be doing a separate review video for that one. I like to do all these separate videos for each one. So pulling this off again, this is Kevin Gray. Here is your gatefold jacket, nice quality as always with these. Can't go wrong with just the quality of these pressings. And you know, people are complaining about the $60 cost, and I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's, you know, 2 records, 45 RPM. These are the nicest jackets you can get. You know, there's no other jackets that are made of this quality that I know of. And so for $60, yeah, it's a little, you know, a little more than you're going to pay, but you do, so far I've been getting great quality, and I would say most of these are probably definitive versions of these albums, really. I mean, some people may disagree that like the original masters and that kind of thing, but I am impressed with all of these. So wipe these off. We'll play the same exact song, and I like to make sure I clean these off well. And before I do these reviews, I always look at the, you know, make sure that the stylus is clean and everything, because it's kind of surprising. They can get dusty pretty quick, so you got to keep an eye on that stuff. So when I do a review, I'm going to make sure that the equipment is like it's supposed to be. I also check some, you know, once in a while I'll check the actual tracking weight, make sure that nothing's changed, which it shouldn't, but okay, yours is no disgrace, 45 RPM, acoustic sounds going on. Flipping over to 45 RPM. Same volume I'm going to go with, so there's no difference there. On the drums and the bass end for sure. And the keyboards, wow, there's stuff I couldn't even hear on the other one. No comparison. No comparison.
If the summer changed to winter, yours is no disgrace. Battleships confide in me and tell me where you are.
Vocals sound fantastic.
Shining, flying, purple wolf, I'll show me where you are. Lost in summer, morning, winter, travel very far. Lost in losing circumstances, that's just where you are.
So it's got much more depth to it. It's warmer sounding, fuller sounding. There's things I'm hearing that I couldn't even hear on the other one.
Yesterday a morning came, a smile upon your face. Caesar's
Nice flat
palace,
pressing.
morning glory, silly human race. On a sailing ship to nowhere, leaving any place. If the summer changed to winter, yours is no disgrace. Yours is no disgrace. Yours is no disgrace.
Bass sounds much better. Yeah. Yeah, it's no comparison. Really is not even a close competition. This one is infinitely better. You should be able to hear it on the YouTube. It's that much different. Another point I want to make is, I'm listening to this. I do all my reviews on just a mid-level turntable. It's a Fluence RT85. Granted, the speakers, the Yamaha HS8s are nice speakers. I'm using a $150 preamp ship money going through that. So my stuff is fairly reasonably priced. And you can hear a huge difference. Really nice, the acoustic guitars and everything, very full and I'm digging it. Another home run for this Atlantic 75th series. And you know, when you go spend, you know, I think this probably cost me 25 bucks when I bought it. I don't need this anymore, you know, so it does make a difference which version you get. Now, obviously, I think if I hadn't have been sitting here listening to these acoustic sounds over and over and all these wonderful remasters, that you probably wouldn't notice the difference as much. More and more as I listen to other records, you can tell that there's a lack of depth. That's about the best way I can explain it. The warmth and the depth, it's like everything has a fuller, richer sound, especially when it comes to the mids, and then the bass and the drums, the resonance of the drums really you can tell the difference. And the high end is not as significant of a difference. The highs you could hear crisp on that other album. On this one, yes, you hear the highs, but really it's the details and some of the other things that are in the mids and the lows, and you can hear some things that you couldn't even hear on that other version. So that makes this version right here just completely obsolete. I'll never play this again when I have this version. So is it more money? Yeah, it's over twice as expensive, but it sounds more than twice as good, seriously. So, you know, I think for me, I'm going to start focusing more on, I'm subscribed to this Atlantic 75th, so I will continue to get those until I have them all. But I will be focusing more on high quality, all analog records. And if I have to pay a little bit more money and have less of them at this point, especially with the amount, you know, that I have, where I can't listen to them all as it is, and yet I keep buying more records, as a lot of you guys have the same issue. But now, you know, this listening to this Atlantic 75th and the other acoustic, you know, the Blue Note even, and the other reissues that are done at a high quality, at a high level, to me, those are worth paying a little bit of extra money for and having less of them rather than having more that don't sound as good. So another home run for Chad and those guys and the Atlantic 75th series. Stay tuned. We'll be doing the Charles Mingus coming up. I'm still going through the Monk box set, so I'm getting ready. I have everything prepared for the next video for that, and a couple of other surprises coming up. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, do that so you see when the new videos come out. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next video. Happy listening to all. Take care.